Hello friends and welcome back to the farm. Quick video today. We are going to be harvesting things that we need for the day. We are going to a friend's house tonight and I'm going to bring a potato salad and a green bean salad, so we need to harvest those and then make them. Quick courgette break, but the plants are going bonkers and I have so many coming. Look at this one. Okay, we need to harvest this. If you don't know, courgette can grow so much in a day, and courgette have male and female flowers. The female flowers are those ones with the little they kind of have different points, some points, and the male flower is just one pointy stem with pollen on it. And on a sunny day like this, you have no problem with pollination, but if you want to make sure that your squash, and this is true for courgette, winter squash, summer squash, any type of cucurbits, it's also true for cucumbers, so any type of cucurbit, you can take a male flower and then hand pollinate a female flower if you want to make sure that you have pollination. So those are my tools for today. A bowl for the green beans. I'm going to put the potato directly into the basket, and I have my shiz. Those ones are flower shiz, so they're tiny, very sharp, and I use them to cut vegetables or to cut flowers. That was a nice gift from my mom. Thank you, Mom. And we're starting at the potato row, because when you are harvesting vegetables or fruits for that matter, you want to be mindful of what you are harvesting when. And for example, potatoes in the basket with sun, they're going to be totally fine for a few minutes or half an hour, so they're not going to wilt, they're not going to shrivel. But if I were to harvest the green beans first, those will be very shrivelly and all wrinkly when we get back to the house, so I'm going to harvest those last. Actually, I'm not going to harvest those last, I'm going to harvest the flowers last, because I'm going to make a bouquet. The rudbeckias are beautiful, and I kind of want to make a bouquet with the deep burgundy dahlia. It's going to be very pretty. So we are going to start with potatoes, then green beans. I might harvest the courgette you just saw, because I think this one will be too big tomorrow, so I might harvest that, and then green beans, and then flowers. I'm going to film a garden tour soon, but look at that. I don't want to, get too much out of that garden tour, but look at those, they're blushing. Because you see, this one is completely green, and those are blushing. We are so close to having tomatoes. And nothing new under the sun for the potatoes. I'm just digging around a plant. And trying to see if I can find, oh yeah, right there. Trying to see if I can find potatoes. And then when I do, clip them off, and here we go. I'm weeding a little bit at the same time. I don't know if you'll be able to see much of anything. So those are still pretty small, but that's okay, because they're gonna be very tender for the potato salad. So that's the potato harvest. I tried to take some white, some purple. So that's white skin, white flesh, purple skin, no, pink skin, white flesh, and purple skin, purple flesh. And I think that's going to make for a beautiful potato salad. So those are actually butter beans. Is it raining? I feel like it might rain. So those are butter beans, and they were the first one to give. We've been harvesting off of those for 2 weeks now, something like that. Yeah, since the last garden tour, so 2 weeks. And they're starting to peter out a little bit. We'll still have a few beans, but it's the end. And that's why succession sowing, especially beans, is so important, because they're not gonna give all season long. Contrary to other crops like a tomato, for example, or a cucumber plant that will be producing and producing and producing. Bush beans, and I'm only talking about bush beans here. Bush beans don't produce all season long. Do you see something here? Yeah. So you see, those are producing for the moment, but a bush beans will grow to a certain height, and it has a determinate amount of flower, and then the plant will die. So you see those ones, they're full of grown, beautiful beans. Those are starting to produce a lot. Well, you can't see anything. Those are starting to produce as well. And then I have other ones, like right there, who are just flowering, not even. And I'll continually sow green beans, or bush beans I should say, because you can have pole green beans as well, like pole beans. I will continually sow green beans, bush green beans, up until like mid-August, something like that. So now let's get to harvesting. And this is the last spot I have beans growing at the moment. Let's see if you can. Do you see much on here? I don't think you do. You don't see much here. probably stepped on that one. And you know, pole beans and bush beans have inconvenience and they have value. So if you want to sterilize or preserve green beans, I feel like you should plant bush beans because, as I said, they will give you a big crop, not all at once but almost, and then they'll be done for the season. But actual pole beans will, don't know if you can see anything with the sun. Oh, this one is pretty. Actual pole beans will give you a more steady harvest. So you will have beans continuously if you have a structure for them all throughout the season. I do plant both. I have some pole beans in my corn, but I mainly like bush beans because I can anticipate how much I will get for 2 weeks, kind of every day. So for example, 2 rows like this, it's maybe 1 meter long, 2 rows of like 1 meter, 1 meter 50 is giving us food for a meal every 2 days for a 2-week period. So I know that to have beans kind of all season long, I need to replant at least 3 meters long of bush beans every 2 weeks, and I should be fine. Oh, and I'm going to try to hurry because I don't know if you can see, it's blue sky right there. It's very stormy over there. So I think it's gonna rain on me soon. So I need to hurry. And so that's the green bean harvest. It's a pretty decent bowl. And now I'm going to put a towel on top of them so that they're not too exposed to the sun. And I'm going to put them in the shade over there while I harvest the herbs. So I'm gonna use dill and parsley, and then we're going to harvest the bouquet. So spoiler alert for the garden tour, look at that Rudbeckia. So the ones that are very open, like this one or this one where the bee is, I'm going to let them be. And the only ones I'm going to cut are the ones that are a little more closed, like this one. Or like this one. And Rudbeckia, like a lot of perennial flower, you see, I've got it here, but there's another bud coming from the armpit of this stem. You can see it here as well. The main bud, and then if you go down the stem, another one is coming. And this has the potential of producing a new bloom in each armpit, so don't feel bad for cutting it. And look at the size of those plants. So you can have a few blooms. Now for the dahlia, same thing. The one or the ones, but I think there's only one. Yeah. So if I see some that have the pollen exposed, so at the center of the flower, I'm gonna leave them. Or the one that are already a little damaged, and I'm just gonna cut the one that are still very tight, or the ones that are just starting to show colors. And so I'm going to hurry back to the house to put the flower in water and the green beans in water. I'm going to show you the loot that we just got. And that's what we've harvested in around 20 minutes. Gorgeous potatoes for the potato salad. A courgette that was going to be too big. A very nice amount of green beans. And why those are in water is that if you harvest vegetables that are high in water content, like cucumbers or green beans or salad greens, kale, all of that, and you want them to be crisp and fresh, if you don't harvest them early on in the morning, or even if you do actually, you kind of want to soak them back when you're back in the house, and so that they reabsorb a lot of moisture and they keep fresh and crunchy for a long time. Because if you harvest green beans from your garden and you just let them on the counter, or you take your time in the garden and you let them in the sun, you will have wilty, disgusting green beans, very rubbery, and you'll be like, what's the point of growing them if the texture is like this? Try, if you can, harvesting in the morning so that the water content is naturally higher in the bean before the sun hits them. And then if you can't, like I did today, soak them real good before doing anything else with them, before cooking them or putting them in the fridge, any of that. And if you want to store them in the fridge, I'm going to cook them right away and use them today. But if you want to store them in the fridge, you take them out of the bowl of water and then you just put them in a damp cloth towel, and they will store in the fridge for a week or two. And I did put the herbs as well in there, and I'm going to show you the bouquet under the sunshine because it's very pretty. Look at this gorgeous guy. So I have 2 shades of Rebecca, a lighter one and a more chocolatey, caramelly one, and then this gorgeous dahlia. Look at that. Oh, I adore it. And that's gonna be it, friends, for today's video. I hope you liked this kind of shorter format of me harvesting things that we eat in the day or two. We'll do bigger harvest videos when, you know, we have to cure or process a large amount of food, and soon we'll have to do like the onions, the last row of onions that I have, and potatoes. The first round of potatoes are starting to die back pretty bad. And also I want to show you what seasonal eating might look like. So for example, right now I'm still not harvesting aubergines or peppers, like sweet peppers, or tomatoes, because we've had a very cool month of June, so we're still not having those in yet, and I think we'll still have a few weeks to go. So yeah, that's what we're eating now on the farm. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to see more, and you will see me in the next one. Bye.